Howdys and salutations, y'all. Hope that it's another good evening for you, or morning, afternoon, midday, night. I don't stinking know. 4 a.m., whatever time it may happen to be. I know here in the States we just hit daylight savings, so that's probably going to throw a few people's schedules a bit for a loop. Such is the way, unfortunately. But in the meantime, we're going to keep on keeping on here. Uh, in case anyone doesn't know, once again, if you're in the States, it's our election day. So, um, apologies for the whole world for the inevitable chaos. Um, our bad. Uh, I'll admit, I'm a little low on energy today, not from being tired. I actually got decent sleep yesterday. Streaming actually helps improve my sleep schedule, believe it or not, which is crazy. So getting back into a little more of a stream routine and a little less of a uh, chaotic, lots of missed days routine of last month has been good. However, election days are stinking stressful right now because everything's very tense. No matter which party you're for, or a no party, no matter which candidates you believe in, what your ideals are, it's tense. Uh, gonna be an interesting, well, I guess future. I'm jealous of the days where we could have, well, it's not like we could ever really afford it, but I'm jealous of the days when we could get away with considering politics boring. Well, that's an ominous sound. I guess another note is that I've been keeping my window open the last few days. The weather's finally getting halfway not terrible around here. Um, but it also means I may get a bit more background noise. Based on what I've heard, Mike isn't going to pick up any of it. But if I lose my train of thought, it's possible it's because something flew by or drove by or dog barked. Someone decided to do like late night lawn care, whatever it may be. Um, I do apologize if something happens. But I think today is going to be fairly low key as far as our task at hand. Oop, let me adjust the height of this just a wee bit more. Pop this down until you can at least see these lovely little icons. There's a secret third one, by the way. Woo! It's not going to be in sight for most of the time. That one's for vertices instead of edges or faces. And to pick up where we left off, and why I think it's going to be fairly low key today, I hope. Um, and then maybe Thursday's going to be an exciting day, or maybe it'll be a boring day. But either way, it depends on how far we get with this. And yesterday we got further than I expected, but the thing that was a hang-up was UV mapping, and that's the task at hand today. So we may have some adventures before us just yet. That said, I opened my phone to look at. Yes, that's right. I do have a tutorial open for the next phase because while I've done it in Maya, it was once 5, 6 years ago. Holy cow! I know I've said that before, but it still shocks me how long ago that was. Where do the years seem to fly? In any case, I've got a tutorial for how to do it in Blender because the other time I did it also was in Maya, which is a competitor and not free. So I'm going to probably follow through that guide and we'll post a link in chat if we get to the stage of post UV mapping. Well, I've mentioned it on past streams, but we won't spoil it right out the gate today. That'd be no fun. Oh, while we're here, let's crack open Pure Ref. Lovely thing that it is. Load recent. Oh, load recent. I clicked the wrong button twice. Yay. But my notes are organized, so I can find it. And then I also need to get it to actually select the right darn thing. Or actually, I think it just worked that time because it's the same one. It's just layered badly. I'm guessing y'all can't see that, right? That's not ideal. There we go, just had to give it a little refresh. Wait, does that mean that I could have like 6 different instances of my other monitor open at the same time and we could have multi-Ishtar chaos? Or I bet you can do Blender, in fact I know you can do Blender multiple views and pop them out, so I could literally just have an overhead view of, like a static overhead view. That would be so phenomenally useless, but, you know, maybe on the next phase it actually wouldn't be useless. Okay, writing this down in my journal of bad ideas. Let's see. Ishtar. Multi-camera view on stream. If sources. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's actually get in here and see what the challenge is. Because you remember on yesterday, it actually was yesterday for once. Huzzah! Yesterday, the real one, i.e. a Monday, we battled the great boss that was UV mapping, and we were victorious. However, there's still quite a lot of aftermath. The lands have not yet healed, the boss has left chaos in his wake, and even if it has decided to join and ally itself with us, we still gotta clean up the mess. 'Cause that's not exactly right. um, that's not good. And these are vertical. And in fact, a lot of them are vertical, seemingly at random, because this one isn't, but these two are. Same on the back. Also, I mean, there's tearing on this that we probably want to try to fix up a little bit. That's less of an issue. Weirdly, okay, this is all great, and even the seams look pretty good on those. Or at least good enough. This, wow. Wow, okay. Why did the bottom look perfect? No one's gonna see how, oh. It all looks so good down there. Why is that one gotta be the one that works? Okay. Anyway, enough of my groaning. Here's our gate. We're gonna select the whole darn thing. We're gonna check it out in the UV editing view, which for the record, and hey, I need to figure out how to close multiple views, but first off, let's crack open a new one here. And this one should be UV editing. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. Here, oh yeah, it's this one. Doop-a-doop-a-doop boop. Because frankly, no, not render result. Oh, good. Which one is it? All 4K. They're all called 4K. More importantly, at minimum, to make this work, we need repeat infinitely. Oh, oh. Oh, good. Why is it all spread out like this? I don't know. I mean, I did say it didn't have to be contiguous, which is good, but I do think we're going to have to do a little bit of cleaning up here. So, let's make the UV dominant for the moment. Eyesore that it is. I suppose it's not the worst plaid in the world. One of them. It's one of the worst plaids in the world, but it's not the actual absolute worst plaid in the world. I'm going to try to consolidate just a little bit. This doesn't actually change anything functionally other than like the exact layout of the bricks may vary differently, but having to go so zoomed out to find where everything landed is kind of a pain. Now granted, okay, I will say as a warning, if we re-unwrap, i.e. changing the modeling again, all of this effort is probably going to go to waste, which is a slight pain. I don't know if there's a way to forcibly keep it organized. And it's not the end of the world, really. Anyway, saving that. Oh hey! Microsoft's annoying pop-up is behind the PureRef viewer. Yay! Okay. Wonder if I can select here and have it show up there? No. What are these? Which thing are these? I assume these have to be some of those funky little pentagons from underneath the pattern, so I'm not actually worried about their quality. Oh, and this is something that one of them slots into, so I'm not too worried about its quality either. But I'm gonna just have to start selecting things, aren't I? Okay, edit mode, face mode. And we're even gonna exit wireframe for a second here. If it'll let me. Really? It doesn't condense this? It just hides it? Okay, whatever. Anyway, we'll take a look-see here. Some of these rectangles are right and some of them are wrong, but this one's definitely wrong, and it's way over there. Why are you way over here? Compared to... Okay. The joy of wireframe is it selects through things, while non-wireframe doesn't. So... Okay, the point is, though, this should be much, much bigger. Oh, this explains the vertical ones, too. Okay, hold on. I can do a few things here fairly painlessly. Oh, and that's the interior of the arch that's the wrong orientation. Oh, no, this is the arch interior. I don't know what this is. These... Oh, nope, I don't want these pixels over here. I want just these. We're going to take a little rotate. That's close enough. Zip those like that. And would you look at that? It's less terrible. Still some terrible. But it's less terrible. Okay, we'll have to select everything to get that piece fixed. At the very least, let's do that inner arch one first, because I know where to find these. Okay, this lovely little bundle here. Gonna give you a little bit of a turn. It's funny seeing it twist on the model itself. Zoop. I'm sure that's something you can actually animate, like keyframe anyway, so you could animate a texture running across the surface, which is neato. Okay, you two. Why are you two like this? Let's just, whoops, nope. Do that. That's a little less bad. Same deal on the other side. Oh, there's so many bricks that are the wrong way, I've just realized. Oh no. We have so much to fix. But the nice thing is that I'm a little tired, and this is a little bit of just a mindless, easy, take your time. This would be horrible if I was on like a, say, deadline with an animation budget for project. But for where I'm at now, this is lovely. Let's see how many things I can select that are oriented wrong and just rotate them all in one fell swoop. Not gonna worry about corners. Y'all are wrong. Y'all are wrong. What is happening with warpy ones? I'm gonna deal with later. They're kind of a separate problem. We'll grab that one. It's not too bad, but the warpy ones are angled and they're broken, so we're gonna have to do some special treatment there. Let's see. You know, the funny thing is I'm not even sure in the final project we're going to stick with this texture. There's a lot to be said for just having flats for this. However, indeed, I think this is worth learning anyway, so we're going to keep on doing it. Not to say either of those is specifically wrong, but they should at least match. That one, I think, makes sense as it is. Those literally don't matter in our case, and they're aligned perfectly, so I think for now, this is all we're going to mess with. Oh, and anything contiguous with it that's also wrong. We're building up this like horrible mess of random shapes on the other view over here. Yeesh. Risky business there. Rotate that out of the way. By the way, are these bad on the other side too? Yes. Means they're gonna be bad for those top ones as well, but since we're doing some of those fixes separate. Wow. Maybe I should have just rotated the whole pattern, because more of it's wrong than right. Oh well. A little late for that now. This is enough that I'm worried I'm going to misclick and deselect all of it, so let's just grab it. Make sure that really is everything. And do ourselves a lovely little rotate. Have yourself a merry little rotate. The angle is ever so slightly off. Use the actual model over here to line it up, though. That's neat. Okay. That's going to fix a lot of them. A lot of them. Not going to fix the warping. We're going to have to go do that separately, unfortunately. But this is still a start. However, it's, like I said, not a finish. Gonna trust that it doesn't select anything through and that we're gonna be okay. It seems to have been more reliable about that of late. Normally I wouldn't worry about something as small as the spikes, but because they're continuous with this face, it actually is a little bit jarring if they're facing the wrong way. They're not drawing enough for the exact alignment to matter all that much, just so long as they're close. That's wild. Okay. Now the last thing, we've got 3 faces that we're gonna have to do some major fixes, and I'm gonna try to grab the broken ones with them. The underside here, actually, I'm kind of sold on it looking decent, even if it's not contiguous with everything else. So, well, it's not great, but it's not bad per se. But for the sake of consistency, I'm leaving this one because it actually looks just straight up good. This doesn't, though. I'm going to go ahead and fix all of these while we're at it. Make our way around the gate. Man, it's tough. This is a lot of effort, even for just like fairly angular objects. I can't imagine the complications when you get into like rounded forms. Like, ay, ay, ay. Oh, rats. Oh, it handled that really well. I gotta say, the mesh boolean, sure we ran into some weird texturiness, but like, other than that, it handled all of that amazingly. Maya wishes it could do that. The other issue is it would appear that they're... Oh boy. I think that's right. Does that look decent on all of them? Not on this one. Why is this one so much smaller than the... Okay. Oh! Some of these were fixed to the bad faces. Oh, well, shucks. Okay. I'm only going to fix the ones attached to the working faces right now. We'll do the group rotate at the end for the others. Hey. being able to hold down shift so that I can do a slightly slower, like more detailed adjustment of the angle is really nice, and another one of those commands that I discovered by accident while trying to do something else. A lot of those in Blender. Okay, let's see. This is starting to look good, minus some obvious issues. So let me do the front and back because they're warped in a weird way first. And did we already rotate both sets of these spines? Yes, we did. Okay, let's... Why are you warping? Oh, I'm not sure I have the energy for this song today. It's not bad, it's just like my brain is saying it doesn't like this. Okay, so the issue is a little bit of warpage along the... Okay, we'll start with this one. I guess the slight curvature that these points are bringing in is causing a little warpage. Let's see if we can't make that just a hair better. I mean, like, seriously, like, just a hair. Not ideal. The rotation is also a little off. Hmm. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that fixed it. Squungly wongliness is just as weird as ever. Need to like move this one up a tiny bit. Okay, that answers what that affects at least. That's useful. See what these ones do. Okay, yeah, actually looking at what this does on the model as I do it is making this much less bad. Hmm. The issue is the side to side that's getting pinched, not the up down. At this point, anyway. How do I fix the side to side? Oh, pardon. This is already better, except not, like, I don't know why it's just this side that is having so many issues. I assume messing with this is going to make that worse, not better. Well. Choo-choo! Speed train coming through. Okay. Okay, I don't think that's it. And this one doesn't have a lot of impact on anything that we're actually seeing. Huh. Is the issue then the spacing? I need to adjust specific points. Some of them certainly seem to have less impact than others. That's interesting. Let's see. I don't mind a little bit of pinching and warping on the surface. To be honest, I think it adds a tiny bit of authenticity, but this particular type is way too sharp. Even if it's not pointed, the like angle of the curves is jarring. Apologies. Like I said, I've been burning my brain out with election antsiness. Let's see if I can't stay awake. Whoa, okay. No. this is still better than that, and it's not that bad, honestly. So I think where I want to focus my time... Okay, actually, this one I think we may have a way to solve a little better. We know some stuff. We can reduce some of the pinching. Hmm. Hmm. Doing these manually rather than rotating isn't really better or worse. It's a little tedious. Yeah. Interesting how much impact this particular one has on the height of the bricks for most of the layers. I just wonder if there's a specific point in here that's gonna have more or less influence. Already determined this one has influence of sorts. Not really of the sorts, or in the place we need, rather. Hmm. Not ideal, but sufficiently level that I'm not, like, I don't want to putz around with it too much. Hmm. Okay, tell y'all what. I'm gonna take a quick little restroom break, and then we'll be back in just a half a second, and we are going to fix up the rest of these textures, because frankly, I think that that's where our energy is best spent. We don't need to be languishing in the minutia when we can be doing some big, bold updates. Let's get these selected so we see what we're dealing with here, shall we? Hmm. That one's fine, but this side isn't. I gotta catch it on both sides here. Woo! We're gonna have the Ishtar Gate looking cool by the end of this. And then, I'm gonna bring it to life. Sort of. Not in the literal sense, but I am gonna animate the heck out of this thing. We're gonna see what happens. Problem. All of these are also sideways and need to be rotated. Solution. Isometric view and grab them all. Oh dear. Isometric view removes perspective, which puts all of those rather more in view. Interesting. Really think more about what junk I leave in the background of my scenes. But at the moment, I'm going to choose not to do that and choose instead to just brashly go, yep. And rather, let's add that to our selection rather than replacing it. Hold down shift while we do it. Repeat for this side. Doesn't matter if we get the interfacing edges, you can see some of them are sticking out. Those, A, don't really show, and B, are actually also wrong. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to know what happened here. I did it again at some point. Okay, don't lose your selection, man. Hold down shift. Hold down shift. There we go. There's some interesting warpage happening here. Okay, same deal, other side. Let's get these going. Relative zoom. I need to figure out what's triggering that, because it's not helpful. No. Hold down shift. Add it to the selection. Don't need that one. So Blender does this thing, and I need to figure out the control for it. But basically, it tries to make it so that your dragging and dropping is relative to your model, so that if your model is giant, you can navigate around it easily, and if it's small, you can navigate it around it easily. But sometimes, depending on what I have selected, and I don't know which thing I'm selecting that's causing this, it causes it to, like, I am scrolling the same amount, like, here, 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 and here. Like, it's pretty clear that it is trying to scale and it's not got the scale right, so my movements become horrendously incrementally small. And I don't know the cause. I assume it's just a setting somewhere, but it's something I need to fix. Okay, all the important faces are selected. UV map, what are we looking at? Oh, this is horrible. Oh, let's just keep on looping this around, get these leveled somewhat out, even though their texture is tearing like nobody's business. We'll solve one problem at a time. Level first. There we go. And then repair. Not rotating that point, but just moving it back out. Similar deal with this one. This won't solve it exactly, but it should make it less bad. These other ones, the issue is their connections with these. So if I alter them, it will also alter these. One option would be to put a seam there, but I kind of like it being contiguous. However, causing some real bad tearing at this point. That one even may have been ooh. Actually, the issue here is that we definitely need more seams in this. Hold on. I need to do some edge selecting, so I'm going to swap how I select using this option up here. We're just going to grab edges. And I'm going to make them all seams. It probably won't completely solve the problem, but it should relieve some of that stress. Let's see. Mark seam. Okay. Probably need the seam below too, but this is a start. So let's get meshing. All right, face select, go. Good, we're only dealing with one at least. Oh, I really have questions as to why it's done it like this. Okay, two ways to think about this. We could take each selection and rotate it to be roughly level, or we could think about them as individual points and just transform them all to the same height. Let's see. Deselect one and up. Deselect one and up. Deselect one and up. Deselect, whoop, not that up. Deselect one and 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 up. Keep on keeping on with our little rhythm here, and we'll get this going. It doesn't have to be exact. It just needs to be less bad than this. And so far, it looks like we're headed the right way with it. Oh, yeah, we've got so many of these we're going to have to fix, and they're all too small anyway. I don't know what's causing that. Not the bricks. Obviously, the bricks are rather too large, but it's because this section is too small, and so it only fits in like a few bricks. And it should fit in a lot more. I'll be honest, I think the rotate method was actually faster. which is a little surprising. I thought that the other method would be quicker. Let's roughly flatten these out, and then we can transform them as groups. Suppose handling them each manually, I shouldn't have expected that to be particularly fast, should I have? Okay. Okay, and... There, that's the last of those. Now we can move them up in groups rather than in divs. What if we get some mindless, calm but repetitive music going in here? Not sure that's helpful. But it is what we've got, so... Let's see. Move this one up. Move this one up. I'm keeping on. I think I mentally dozed off there for a half a second because this is so repetitive. In my head, I was just asked a work question about how to optimize a group thing. This, not how I want to spend my time right now. Another time, sure. I actually rather like my job. But, and trust me when I say my job is not this. This does not make me any sort of currency. However, it is fun, and I enjoy it too. It's just, it's not an income source right now. I roughly match the bricks to the other one. Looking at width, it's always going to be warped a bit. Okay, now we just have to do that like I don't know, 9 more times? Ugh. At least we got everything rotated the right way. We did, right? Yes. Okay, these are what they are. What they are. I gotta rescale this one too. Ought to be at least a decent number of bricks wide in there. Yeah. Okay, so these under ones we can actually just go ahead and rescale fairly painlessly. See, there we go. It's doing that thing again. Actually, some of them rescaled okay. Some of them got a little excessive. Let's just see how these fared. Strictly speaking, better. We rotated, and then a small number of them need to be scaled. Oh, I think that's what I was actually supposed to be doing on this last one. Wasn't the rotate, it was the scale, wasn't it? Or no, flip that. It was the rotate. I was supposed to do the rotate. They're all different scales. That's part of the problem. Okay, of those, this seems to be all that matter. At least all that matter of those that are unrotated correctly. Okay. These two are a little too small. Okay. That's right, you can build entire things out of tile now. You don't need to worry too much. Okay. Keep on tweaking that. We'll, let's see. All that's left now are rescaling a few of the particularly warpy ones. Some are going to be more tedious than others to do. Any of the ones where we've got a crevice like this, that means it's got this weird taper and we're going to have to manually do some fixing. Admittedly, this is something we can do faster now that we've figured out the technique. But it's still slow. UV mapping. I can see how this is what drives some people away. Like, this is actually kind of cathartic, I'm not going to lie. But if you were in a rush, or if you had a vision you were trying to realize, then futzing around with this would be really frustrating. I would say there's got to be a better way, but I'm actually not sure if there's a better way. This is, all things considered, not really bad. And it solves some problems that would otherwise be extraordinarily convoluted to solve. But all that means is that there is still room to improve this significantly. We'd like to get R&D right on that. The nice thing about having this brick grid is I can actually use it as a reference point for things. Not necessary, mind, but it's convenient. Use what your texture gives you. All that is reference points, then fine, use the reference points. If it's actual proportions and where to align stuff, then absolutely use it. No point recreating the wheel, as they say. Okay, let's see how it's looking on here. Got to be one of the highlighted ones, and that highlighted one's looking downright decent now, so... Oh, and it is. In fact, we only have that one highlighted, so coolio, bedulio. Okay, got a little tearing in this one. Let's see if we can't fix that. Little bit of rotate, do. You can't copyright strike me if my cover's too bad. They probably can. I don't know that quality is actually listed in copyright strike. The only way it'd be too bad to be copyright struck is if it was literally so bad they couldn't identify it. Which admittedly would be embarrassing. The NSA puts all their algorithms into this, they pour their hearts and souls into it, into creepily spying on everyone. And even they don't know what you're talking about. And what you're humming. Let's see. It's a burn I may have to actually use sometime online. If someone says something just truly incoherent, it's like the NSA pours so much money into this, and even they wouldn't be able to figure out what the heck you just said. My burns aren't that mean, so, like, I don't know. I'm not a good burner. More like a heating pad you'd put in a glove. I'm not warm enough to cause injuries. But please don't eat. Let's see, we're just lining these up under this brick roughly. Okay. Now that's, again, it's got a little wibble, but it's so much better than it was. We've got one more on this tower to do that has that issue. And then 2 more on that tower. Although again, that effect is really cool. It almost adds a perspective to it. The problem is, we kind of don't want that one to be doing that. So, oh well. Still, just because we can't use it here, doesn't mean we can't use it later. I mean, that's what Sneaking Dark Souls does. Boss doesn't make it into one game? Hey, what do you know? It's in the DLC or the next game revamped. Or it shows up 6 games later and you're like, what? Why were you sitting on this? They have an interesting design philosophy. And this has an interesting design. What the heck is happening? Oh. So this has like a little notch cut in it where like the gate runs into it. And this is one side of the notch and the gate, and then the top of the sort of walkway above the gate. And then here's the other notch and the entire other side. So this little square here should be the same size as this giant square here. And they're actually both too small anyway, so let's at least get this big enough for one of them to be correct. Ah! Let's see, is that roughly... Yeah, I mean, it ain't gonna line up exactly, but it's pretty close. We can rotate it to not be completely... Well, actually, the bottom's good. We just need to fix the top, which we're gonna have to do anyway. So, step 1, let's get one half of this looking good. Moving these up. And boom. This side, with a little bit of tearing, should be okay. Now we need to sort that out for all of these. And do some fixing for whatever happened here. Okay, hold on. Those plus, no, plus these, not these two. Not that one. Rotate. Oh, this is going to take some doing to unwrap, ain't it? There's a shame there isn't a tool called unwrap that'd be really nice if it just did this part correctly. But still, the fact that it gets as much as done as it does is good. Let's see, and then move these down accordingly. Oops. Level out the tops. Level out the top. And level this out too. There we go. Well, problem A is I think these are supposed to extend down at least as far as this. Let's do that. This is an interesting set of puzzles. Essentially, is what we've got here. Because you've got to figure out in your head how these are all supposed to connect, and then sort of readjust. Like, not that one. It's like, oh. Hey, Dado! What brings you here at this hour? Good to see ya! We are going nutso on Blender this month, so getting some 3D stuff in here. Which, well, I missed having you here too. Thanks for dropping by. Oh boy, the Blender has chosen to be a little bit wonky today. It chooses that every day, to be fair. Blender ever wakes up and doesn't choose violence, something's gone wrong. Yeah, it's already, holy cow, it's gotta be like 4 in the morning for you. Or 3-ish. We had daylight savings time, so we just changed all our clocks. I don't know what time it is, even here. But it's gotta be late. Yeah, no, thanks for dropping in. Oh, 3 a.m. Yowza. Well, like, I do hope you catch up on sleep, but thanks for dropping by. If you want to see what we're doing, we're building an old historical site, the Ishtar Gate from Babylon, and then we're going to animate it. And it's going to be really exciting or terrible. Probably both. It's been too long since I've done 3D modeling. This is my jam. Also, at times, horrifically frustrating, but in a satisfying to solve sort of way, kind of like Dark Souls. Why does it do that? Okay. We'll figure that out later. Oh, you got the box set? Oh, nice. Hmm. I feel like I'm untangling some stupid, terrible web. But that's fun. Oh, awesome! I'll have to check out your Instagram if you got it posted there. Ah, okay. Whatever you're comfortable with, yeah. Let's see. There we go. This is starting to look less stupid. It's still not perfect, but it's less terrible. Okay. Oh yeah, let me check real quick. Well, I've been staying off social media today. Over here, it's election night, which means stuff on there is going to be a living nightmare. Ugh. Let's see. Oh, dang! Oh, that looks so cool. Man, that's awesome. Alright. Let's see. Do you mind if I show it on stream for a second? I don't want to, like, show off work that ain't public yet. And I need to catch up on JoJo Part 6. I'm a little behind now. Okay, yeah. Yeah, check out what Dado drew. Oh man. Y'all should go seriously. Like anyone who's watching this on like the recording, go check out Dado's like Instagram. It's a cool place. Let's see. Awesome. Facts. Not that it's gonna, not that I have enough of a following base for it to make much difference, but let's at least check this in chat so that the link's in the recording and all. Awesome, cool stuff. Okay. I gotta get back to modeling or my brain's gonna melt. But like, but yeah, no, it's so cool. Oh, and I don't know if you saw. I think I showed you this to you already, but we finally got chat actually showing on the stream, so it'll show up in recordings now. That was too long in coming, but it works now. Good, good. It's always fun when it's actually fun to draw. Okay, good, yeah. Okay, we still got some wonkiness right over the gate, but it's not enough to be horribly distracting, so I think I'm gonna leave it. Compared to say, you know, this mess. I've been good. I've been end of October was crazy busy, so I've been a little bit tired during streams. I'll admit we've had more than a few like sleepy time ones. Low energy, but it's it's been good. And now that we're getting into 3D modeling, I can kick up the energy a little bit. See if I can't do sort of a quick fix on this one. Quick and sloppy, get the job done. See. Hey. But things have generally speaking been good over here. I hope stuff's been good with you, other than the sleep schedule, obviously. But no judgment here. We've all had days like that. Does it at least look like bricks? Sorta. Oh yeah, gotta get the Christmas shopping done. Best to do that early. Not on Black Friday though. If Black Friday is as horrible as all the stories say, it's not worth going near stores on that day. one of if not the worst holiday America has ever invented. In fact, I'm not gonna say if. Black Friday is a stinging disaster of a holiday. Oh yeah, I don't pay attention either. It's like it's before Thanksgiving, I think. I just know I keep an eye out for it, and I'm like, okay, today we're not getting on the roads. We're not going shopping. Doesn't matter how good the sales are. I don't care if they're giving away a free car. Don't go near it. Yeah, I don't know. It's only in the States that I hear stories of people getting like actually straight up trampled or like knocked unconscious in a fist fight over like a plush rabbit. Like stuff here gets really stupid that day. Like it's not like it's dangerous any other times, and the vast majority of shoppers are fine, but the early morning rush people are crazy. Okay, that's still wonky, but again, wonky in a sense that it's not distracting now, so I'm gonna just leave it alone. And I think that means the last bad side is over here. Weird. Where is it? It's way out there. Why is it way over? I thought I saw something down there. Okay, let's get back in here. Just so tiny. Yeah. It gets a little overhyped here, which causes people to get a little overzealous about it. It's like again, it's fine. The sales are fine, but it's not worth the effort people put into it. Okay. Let's... Which of these points is affecting which pieces of this mesh? Okay. Oh, okay. There we go. That one really doesn't. This one does. I wonder if it's like an alternating thing. Nope. Okay. I have to slowly slide these. Yeah, that's getting closer. This UV mapping stuff is really fun, but I probably wouldn't have done a full another stream on it today, just tweaking stuff. Except for the fact that I know that I'm tired, and I know that tomorrow is also going to be a long work day, so I'm just going to kind of I'm taking it easy, basically. Messing around with this is me taking it easy. But the bricks are all roughly lined up-ish. Sufficient for our cause. Nothing looks horrendously warped, at least not at first glance. Even the underside's looking good. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna save. For starters. Definitely saving. Let's see, UV select mode. Oh, you can do it with edges or faces or... Oh, that's islands, right? Gotta stop right-clicking by accident. Yeah, island. Okay. Slowly getting the hang of the terminology on this. Oh no. Oh no, I wanted to make few... Oh no. How do I close these? They're multiplying. Oh, Blender. You funky, you... Oops. Cool. Let's just put you back. Okay, that kind of works. It's fine. Oh, Blender, you chaos. It's a fun program. It really is. Okay. Then I think that's all the UV mapping, and we're at the hour mark. So now it's time for me to glance through the tutorial I found on rigging this. That's right. We're actually going to make this bad boy move. Maybe. Hopefully. It is not a given. I will say that. Let's... Well, okay, first off, per this guide, go object mode, grab it. Okay, hit 5 to enter ortho. Or actually, just enter ortho, because I know. Okay, we're in ISO, now we're in ortho. Yeah, love ortho mode. Well, I love ISO mode too. They each have their uses. Looking at it head on. Okay, good, we're right on the line. Yeah, I've always been the jack of all trades, master of none when it comes to art. I like mixing it up, doing different stuff. Frankly, what I really love is physical media, things like calligraphy and sticker making and sewing. I'm working on a shirt right now in my free time. So if I ever get a camera and a proper guide, then we can really go crazy with some of that stuff. But for now, we're sticking to the virtual realm. That said, I thought even having done a little 3D modeling in the past, I figured Blender was going to be some horrible nightmare to return to, and the fact that it's been pretty, knock on wood, pretty cooperative, has been nice. Let's see. Oh, we need to Alt-Shift-C. We want the origins to geometry. Okay. Let's see what this hotkey is. Control, Alt, Shift, C. I don't think that did anything. It is a real blast. I would recommend, if you want to start with 3D modeling, either... I mean, you can make 3D noodlings. Noodles would be interesting to try to animate. See, where's the origin point on this? But yeah, no, it's great. If you want to do like some real basic stuff, Tinkercad is actually really nice. I have no idea why it auto-corrected that. It auto-incorrected that is what it did. You'd think we'd be better at this after like a decade plus of autocorrect memes, but nope. Model origin. Okay, but yeah, I recommend Tinkercad. It's a nice simple one to sort of get the hang of navigating the environment before you jump into more powerful stuff. It may not get like nice character models right out the gate, but you can sort of get comfortable with stuff before you dive into Blender. Maya is really powerful, but I mean, it's about on par with Blender for the majority of stuff, and it's stupid expensive while Blender is free. So yeah, a few tutorials and it's fun. But it's not one you can just sort of jump into. You could probably run Tinkercad. I think it runs in browser. Blender's a little heftier. Um, but Tinkercad's, I think you can, I mean, it'd be a pain to run on the phone, but I have done it on there. It's not a good experience, though. I don't recommend that. Where do we want the center of this to be? I don't know what I just did, but I don't want to do it. Okay. Is there any way to get this properly? That'll do. Not the cleanest solution, but that's a good place for the center. Yeah, Tinkercad's free. You can just mess with it. You can export it for 3D printing if you want, or like anything really. And it's designed for. It's basically designed to how to learn to do this stuff. Tinkercad, that's the name of it. And it's a great introduction. It's not as easy as drawing, and you can like sort of just make your thoughts happen. There's a little more like puzzling out how to achieve what you want to achieve, but it's good. Um, let's see. Okay, that's the object. Item tool. I really liked it. It's not crazy powerful, but I used it to model a few things and did actually 3D print one of them. So like Tinkercad's pretty nifty. Shift Control Alt C. That hotkey definitely ain't doing squat anymore. Yeah, no worries on reply time or anything like that. Technical difficulties and long distance connections and all that jazz. Such is the way. Let's see. We're in object mode. New object set origin. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna trust that put it somewhere not stupid, and we'll just go from there. And yeah, obviously don't let me keep you up, but like seriously, if you want an easy mess around with this stuff, Tinkercad's the place to start. And then if you want long term, I would say check out. There's a famous tutorial on YouTube. If you just Google Blender Donut, he's been doing it for every version of Blender for years now, and it's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's a better tutorial than most. But start with Tinkercad first. Tinkercad's the only one that you can just jump in and actually start making stuff. Blender, when I first opened it without any guides, I couldn't even figure out how to move the camera, or any objects, or add a square. Like it's great when you learn it, but the learning curve is a bit nasty. Okay, let's see. Okay, Shift S, you say. Ah, okay. Cursor to selected? Okay, the origin's up there. I mean, Tinkercad can run on almost anything. Blender, you definitely want to research because it can run out of memory really quick and crash. Like it won't break your computer, but like it's a little nasty. Tinkercad though is super friendly, which is why I recommend it as a starting place because you can actually still make some pretty complex stuff with it, and you don't have to get mired down in quite all of the details that Blender and Maya and some of the others have, or the investment for things like Maya. Sheesh, that's expensive. It's meant for professional services and such, so even with a student discount, it's a bit of a bite. Shift A. Okay, armature. Oh, it begins. Okay. Now the question is, how do I move this? Oh, armature. Oh, armature. Allow me to transform you, armature. Hmm. Yeah, have a good night. Yeah. And thank you for stopping by. Always good to see you. No pressure though. Like obviously don't hurt yourself to drop by, but it's good to see you. Go get some sleep. Oh, own groups. Okay, so that's going to move the actual armature itself. I don't want that. I want to move one end of it. Edit mode. I'm going to edit the bone. Aha! Big bone. Even this ought to be... Okay, we're going to need to be wireframing this, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, this will be our hip joint. Big bone. Come up here. Pop it up. Okay, based on this is going to be... right and left aren't going to be useful coordinates for this. Bone. Let's see, hip A. Okay, extrude an additional bone out. Oh, oops, I made that very big. Uh-oh, and I think I made 3 of them. Yeah, okay. Interesting that that's the direction it extrudes. Okay, let's move this over and down. Let's try to get it roughly symmetrical if we can. Ooh, I wasn't sure if we would get to this today. I'm excited to kick this off. Because we're gonna have to mess with two things with this. And this, for the record, was something I did for a school project when we hadn't even learned. Like, I did something similar to this when I was first learning in Maya how to do this. It was not the assignment. We had not learned how to do it. We hadn't even touched on it being possible, but I was like, I do not want to manually keyframe this thing. I'm gonna go figure out how to do this. Um, I continue my tradition of doing it when it's probably the wrong thing to do. It is a long tradition which I hold dear to my heart. Okay, we want this to be roughly centered. It looks like it's got a Tron recognizer inside of it. Oh, this is gonna be weird. This is definitely not what the Babylonians had in mind. Okay, but building out the skeleton has proven weirdly easy. Okay. Okay. So there's our bones. We've got the armature. Oh, and I need to make sure I name the heck out of these. Uh-oh. They're all gonna be hip A, O, something. Okay. Hip B. What's your name, buddy? Are you... Okay, so the hierarchy actually shows how they're connected. Let's see, so that's gonna be... What is that, the thigh bone? And then I'm gonna call it shin. Thigh A, shin A. Thigh B, shin B. I don't like the idea of architecture having thighs, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Okay, we did the extrude. Oh, cool. Didn't even say how to do that. And then they said arms. Scaling. Okay, so that's... Okay, right, because this guide's actually for like how to make a model for VTubers and stuff, so you need to be like multiple points of bending. Okay. I'm not sure why they don't want them in both directions. Oh, they just mirrored it in the body, so they only had to make the arms once. Okay, arms and legs. This only has legs. But now we need to attach the mesh to it. This is where... Where things can go wrong. Object mode. Drop down. Object mode. Select the model. And then shift right click to select the rig. Okay. Hit Control P and select armature deform with automatic weights. Okay. We'll see if its auto calculations can do it. Okay, this was a lovely little tutorial that covered everything I needed and quite a lot more in just a few moments. So if this works, and that's a big if, my friends. Is there a way that I can select this? Uh-oh. How it work now? How I pose? Want pose? Cannot edit built-in name. Okay. Probably good. I didn't want to do that anyway. Yeah, this is just gonna move. It's just gonna move a single vertex. Okay, that's obviously not what we need. Chin motion. My hubris. I should have known. I complimented it. Here's my bones. Bone's connected to the bone. Hmm. Well, tab. Wait, pose mode. See that as an option. Edit mode. Object mode. Oh, I thought that was armature. Bendy bones? Okay, no. You can make your bones warpy with more subsections rather than just mega quantities of bones. That's interesting. Feels a tiny bit redundant, but interesting. Huh. Huh. Bone parenting. Anyway, okay, so I can move the whole thing. That's not really a surprise. And save the gate. Let's see. If I were to select this and then look at the modes. Okay. Pose mode. Wireframe. Got it. I have to have the armature selected when I use the drop down behind my icon here. Okay. Not exactly what I expected to happen. That's not the axis I anticipated bending. I'd like to move your endpoint, please. If you don't mind. Wait. Create a suitable breakdown pose. Annotator measure. Wait, rotate. Oh dear, this has not mapped it to the mesh in the way I wanted it to. That's gonna look funky. Ah. Oh, good. I already see a few distinct problems. One, the weight of the bend is not able to bend this face. Two, this appears to not be connected to it in any meaningful way. That's going to be cause for some interesting developments, let's say. Oh, it's just... Oh, that's perfect. That's what I want. Okay. What happens if I rotate this one? Not exactly what I want. Huh. Okay, so the parts of the mesh that are mapped to each bone are not good. Oh dear. It's waving to us. These aren't... Okay. No. Undo. Okay. In X-ray mode is trippy. Really messes with perspective. I bet if we put this in ISO camera, it's going to be even worse. Not what I meant to do. This one. Okay, you can tell I'm tired because I'm easily entertained right now. Oh, and I bet that's going to do just the worst things to the textures when I rotate these. Yep, they stretch just as bad. Fascinating to see what it chose to connect to what. Okay, we're going to have to look through and see if we can't decide which, I believe, vertices are what we're going to want, should go with which bone in terms of parenting. Bone group. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to have to just straight up look this up. I don't know where to even begin with that. Blender, choose which vertices are mapped to each bone. Okay, how do you see which vertex groups are assigned to a bone? I'm working with Rigify and parenting with automatic weights. Generally quite good, but never perfect. The mesh has a collection of... Well, I'm not using Rigify, so I don't know if that's helpful. Edit mode. Vertex select. That's how to select the actual, either of those. Where's my arch? Here we go. Okay, so I'm stuck in armature mindset now. How do I get out of that? Uh-oh. Ooh. Why's the armature got these two towers in it? Don't think it should. Those are way over there. Archmature. Like armature, but arch. It's a terrible pun, and I'm very satisfied with it. Archmature. Archmature. Only if it didn't sound like there was mature content in the arch. There's not. Not anything bad. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got 2 bones inside of that hip. Who's position? Bone groups. No. Object mode? Edit mode. Gonna have to keep reading these guides, methinks. This is giving me flashbacks to the programming days, spending half your time creating and half your time on Stack Exchange, trying to figure out what the heck is going wrong. Vertex select to make it easier. Okay. Object data properties panel. Click on the vertex group that's... Object data properties panel. Oh, okay. Properties. Uh-oh, there are none. Interesting. Maybe we need to do this. For modifying automatically assigned weights, select the armature in 3D viewport and bring it to pose mode with Control Tab. Okay, armature. I've got to figure out how to trigger one thing from the other. Object mode. Armature instead. That's right, I want you. Not you, sorry. You. Now, pose mode. Select a desired bone in the armature. We'll start with you. Actually, we'll start with you, big bone. Okay. Select your mass with left mouse button and change immediately to weight painting. Ooh, okay. Oh no. Right. Select the bone, select your mesh with left mouse button, and change to weight paint mode. Weight paint to your heart's content. Mesh will be colored according to the weight degree to that selected bone. Movement affects the mesh. Initially, it will all be blue. Okay. You can only work on one bone at a time, so I'd want it... The mesh skins the bones. Hold on. How do I go to weight painting mode? This is texture painting, and I know I accidentally clicked on it a while back. So it's got to be syncing somewhere. Bone constraints, I guess, range of movement and such. Oh, okay. Actually, pardon, quite a lot more than just range of movement. It certainly has that, limiting rotation and such, but also scaling, volume, floor. Ooh. Okay, there's some nice stuff going there. Okay, that's neither here nor there though. Weight painting. Blender weight painting. I'm just gonna Google that too. Blender weight paint mode. Oh wait, was it just one of the drop downs here from the mesh itself? Arch. Object mode. Arch. Weight paint. Selecting a bone. Okay. Blur, average, smear, gray. Okay, I mean, it's just paint. Okay. So conceptually, weight painting isn't weird. It's essentially a heat map that determines how much influence the bone has on each vertex. And knowing that the bone will also move its subbones, you can think about that. But the main thing is making sure the right stuff's impacted by the right things. So, oh wait, vertex groups, that's what I need. Looking at the Blender docs. Normalize, using vertex groups. You want me to paint weight? Oh. Okay, interesting. This does not work quite the way I'd expected. I think it's because I'm specifically having to highlight vertices. Let's see. The brush size maybe should be a little bigger. Anyway, I want this bone to move all of this really aggressively. And then we'll see what happens, and then we'll tone it back when this is inevitably too much. The bold color scheme here. I feel like this bone doesn't need to impact all these ones down here, but I kind of want it to, and then we'll test if that's bad. The fact that I can't seem to get a clear... Oh, okay. Oh, I was just way too zoomed out to figure out exactly. Nope. I thought I'd solved it, but I hadn't. Maybe I need bigger strength. 5. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's at least gonna help. Don't believe this is supposed to be as janky as it currently is. Okay, that's done some interesting things. But it has basically selected everything I wanted, along with a few things I didn't want. Where's weight unpaint? I bet you this front face is the only thing that's messing with it. Tracked, okay. We'll start with this. Let's go back into object mode, select our armature, drop into pose mode, and then I don't remember which one I weight painted now. Okay, well that part of it bends really nicely with it. This other part is still warpy, but like that is a hip joint if ever I've seen one. Whoa, okay, whoa, okay, whoa, okay. This now has good tower control too. Okay, and this one has too much impact. Okay, like this one I definitely want to be able to... Oh, I've gone and twisted the mesh horrendously, haven't I? Okay, so this... I should try to lock the range of motion on this. Because I really only want it... Oh, I don't want the multi-direction. I'm trying to just select the red one. There we go. Its influence on this little piece down here is still bad. That's fine. Like, this could kick a golf ball now. And then this lower one has influence above where it should. I worry that the weight painting wasn't tied to a specific bone over there. Why is this so heavily impacted by this bone? We're gonna have to fix that. This little thing is tied to the wrong stuff, which I feared would happen. But before we fix that, I am actually gonna go on a quick pause. I need to refill my water for our last 20 or so minutes here. And then we will begin moving forward with this. Literally. We're gonna take our first steps. Until then, I will see y'all in just a moment. Howdy, y'all. We are back. But actually, I think we're probably not going to be back for super long. we have reached a point where I think it's going to take a little more research on my part on weight painting, making sure it's mapped to the correct bones. I don't think it's going to be anything horrendously complicated to do. We just need to figure out the right steps to do it. And once that's working, then we can have some fun with this. Get some colors going, get some environments going, and have it go on a little stroll. We'll see. But until then, I think we're probably going to wrap it up here for the night. Sorry for not quite a full 2 hours, but I think this makes more sense in the grand scheme of things. So, yeah, like, we're at a breaking point. I don't think we're going to make a good breakthrough in the next 15 or so minutes. And, wouldn't hurt for all of us to get a little more sleep. Dad is not the only one who needs it. So I'm going to wrap up here. I know I've said that 3 times, but I'm trying to figure out an actual closer. So I think we're just going to leave it at that. See y'all on Thursday. Have a good one.